Hey everybody, it's Cindy here, and I'm continuing a series of blogs about the holidays and how to make those easier and more peaceful and meaningful for you, no matter what you're going through in life. And right now, I want to talk to those of you who are empty nesters, the empty nesters out there. So your kids are grown and gone. Maybe they have been for years. Maybe you're just going through this for the first time. But no matter what your circumstances are, here are some things that I suggest to make your holiday season better, okay, for you and for them. Number one, number one, is this is a great time to show your willingness to be flexible, okay? Flexible. Because your kids are adults, even though I'm 51, and when I'm around my mom, I still feel like I'm a kid, even though I'm 51 years old. And my kids are 23 and 21 right now, and they're my babies, they're my kids, but they are young adults, they're adults. And so I need to remember that. First of all, it is their decision where they spend their holiday. It's not mine. It's theirs. It's not yours. It's theirs. You can invite them all, and they might come and they might not. It just depends. It depends on everything. It depends on so many things. So just kind of take a breath, okay? Just take a breath and be careful not to take it personally if they're not coming at all, or if they're not coming on the day, or if they're not staying very long, or, just be really careful how you handle that, because we want to be thankful for every minute we've got with them now, right? And not ruin it by being upset with when they're not here, or that they're not staying enough, or they're going to their other parents' house longer, or going to friends' homes, or traveling, taking a trip, or staying at wherever their home is now, instead of coming to see you, right? So being flexible. They may need to celebrate at different times than the actual days that you feel are important for them to be with you. They may be juggling, girlfriends or boyfriends or wives or husbands or kids of their own, or job schedules, or whatever, that they may need you to be more flexible now and respect their schedules a little bit more. But they may have other plans entirely. And or they may want to bring people home with them, right? They might want to bring friends or people they're dating home with them. And so if you can greet them, if you can accept that with open arms and have extra people in your house, you will get to spend more time with your kids. Keep that in mind. We got to love the friends too, right? Or you know what I'm saying. So if the more flexible you can be about your time, your availability, when they come and go, if they bring friends or not, whether they show up at all, and handle that with grace, that would be fantastic. Okay, things like curfews. Remember those? Maybe you had them for them when they were growing up. Well, guess what? Even if they're around, like some of the college students, for example, are off for a month, right? Your kid might be around for a whole month. And you might think, well, you're back under my roof for a whole month. I'm feeding you every day. So if I say you need to be home by midnight, then you better be. Well, you can attempt that if you want. And I understand it at some level. I'm a parent too. I get it at some level, but I'm telling you, the truth is they're adults and they've been gone from you for a while, and they're not used to curfews anymore. They're not used to checking in. They're not used to asking to go do something. They're not used to checking in at all hours of the night. They don't think like that anymore, right? They may go back to that behavior naturally, just being in your house for a month, but they might not. When we get out from under our parents' roof, it's pretty freeing. You might think back to when you were in that phase, and you probably wouldn't have wanted your mother or your father to tell you when to be home when you've gone out with your friends on New Year's Eve, or whenever it is when they're staying at your house, right? So remember that that they're not used to that, you can request anything. But remember, you are requesting it of another adult. So, for example, I have friends of mine that are women like me. And sometimes when we travel at night or travel far to see each other and then go home, we as adults request of the other, would you let me know when you're home safe, or when your plane has landed, or whatever. We, out of respect for each other and concern for each other, sometimes we do that. We make that request. And so you might make an adult to adult request to your grown children around things like that and see how they respond. They may respond beautifully and say, "Oh, sure, Mom, if I'm going to be later than, midnight tonight, I'll send you a text. Or if I'm not coming home at all, I'll text you so you don't wake up in the morning and the guest bed's empty and you think I'm dead in a ditch or something." Those are reasonable things to request. But talk to them as adults, not as the mother or whatever. Okay. I've said to my kids, when they're home for extended periods or whatever, I've said, just let me know if your plans change and you're not going to be here at all overnight, because I don't want to wake up early the next day, because I wake up early and their rooms be empty or something and think, oh, what happened? I do ask that of them, and they respect it. Okay, unmade beds, messy bathrooms, the explosion in the kitchen. And other issues. You may be like, whoa, they've taken over the house and it is now an explosion. Unlike the nice, orderly place I keep when they're not here. Wow, who are these aliens in my house? I'm being a little dramatic. But I know you know what I'm talking about, right? Because you have things a certain way now that they're all gone, and you know it's your house, not theirs, but they come in because you're home to them, right? And so they plop everything down and they get really comfortable. And in a way, that's a beautiful thing, right? Because it means they're very comfortable, they're home with you, they feel like they can really let their hair down and everything else. So again, it's okay to make requests, It's okay to say, hey, you know what? Your clothes are all over the living room. I need you to put them in one spot in the room you're staying, in your bedroom or in the guest room or wherever. Or throw them in the laundry room or something. I don't want to trip over your socks. And when I'm sitting by the fireplace, it's okay. But don't talk down to them. Just ask them, as adults. Again, treat them like adults. Speak to them as adults. Not punitively or not, but it's okay to tell them what you need, okay? Money and young adults, oh my. They might ask you for money. They might be asking you for money all the time. They may have their own money. You may give them money freely without them even asking. So this is a wide range of opinions about this. But I'm telling you, they're adults, and you don't have to do a dang thing if you don't want to. It's okay. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. But if you want to support them financially, or give them some spending money while they're home, or fill their car with gas to get back to college, or, whatever is going on, it's okay. Just if you give them money, give it to them, don't expect it back. Okay, it's not, unless you've made an agreement with them about loaning them money, that's one thing. But if you give them money, just give it to them, then just assume it's gone and they're receiving it as a gift. And don't put any other expectations around it. Also remember that if you fill their car with gas, for example, you give them $25, fill their car with gas, they don't now owe you something else because you did that. Okay, so really watch what you're looking for when you're dealing with money. You cannot buy their love. You cannot buy their respect. You cannot buy their devotion. But if you want to give them money because you want to, good. Who cares? That's great, give them money. But with no expectation of return or certain behavior because of it. Unless you flat out say, if you get, for every A you get this semester in college, I'll give you this much money. Or, I don't know, if you take care of the gutters on the house while you're home, I'll pay you this. Or, make it clear. But if you're just handing over money, please, I hope they'll say thank you. I hope they'll be respectful. I hope they're, really treat you well, no matter what, whether you're giving them money or not. But just be careful how you load up emotionally, what you tie up emotionally to giving them money. Okay? Your decision, of course. It always is your decision. These are thoughts that I'm sharing with you of what I know works and doesn't work for most people. So bottom line with the empty nest in the holidays is ask yourself, what kind of relationship do I want with my adult children now? What kind of relationship do I want? What would a wonderful adult to adult, parent-child, adult relationship look like to me? How would that look? How would it sound? How would it feel? And make requests around that with them. And check in with your own behavior and make sure that you are showing up in the relationship in a way that invites a healthy adult to adult transition as parent and child. Okay? They love you very much. And I know you love them to the moon and back. I know you do. And I know, the love we have for our children is like just nothing else we've ever experienced for many of us. And so it can be a very emotional thing when they're not at home anymore, and it can be, flying high when they're back and then crushing when they leave. And I get it. So make the best of it when they're there. Enjoy them, delight in them. And by the way, they'll change, when they leave home, sometimes they change a lot. They might change physically a lot. They might look different. May have added some tattoos or a whole new style, or changed their hair color, or, may have a new attitude about religion or politics or other, big subjects or philosophical perspectives and things like that. And their behavior may have changed a lot too. You may think, who is this? Is this my child? Well, sit back, relax, and go, wow, they're just using their wings. You gave them roots, you gave them wings, they left, and now their world has opened up wider, and they're evolving. And so be curious and interested in who they are now and what's important to them now. And let them express that to you. And invite that conversation and enjoy it. It's really, one of the things I love about my kids being grown, well, there's a couple things that I love. And, I'm the mom who cries when they leave. I miss them also. So, I'm that too. But a couple things I really love is, number one, I love watching them become these people that they are. It's like so interesting. What are they going to choose now? What are they finding fascinating now? What are they spending their money on? How do they spend their time? What are they studying? Or where are they moving to now? Or what are they drawn to now? Because I knew them so well growing up, it's really interesting to see how they're evolving as adults. And what do they think about things now? I just love that. It's really fun to get to know them as the young adults that they are. And then the other thing I love about the empty nest syndrome that I want you to embrace as soon as possible, because it is so freeing, is that I don't feel responsible for these two people anymore. It is a relief. I couldn't care for them more than I care for them, and I couldn't love them more than I love them. But I don't feel responsible for them anymore. And I used to feel very responsible for them. You know how it is. You give birth to them or you adopt them when they're little, and they can't live without you. They would die if we didn't take care of them, right? Every little thing, everything. And then there's a slow transition to when they leave. But even in high school, I felt, pretty responsible for them. Are they getting their homework done? Are they getting to practice on time? Are they doing what they're supposed to be doing? Are they, and oh my gosh, it's so exciting to think, oh, no, it's up to them now. Yep, it's up to them. Yay, it's so freeing. So free yourself. Enjoy it. It gives you energy to go, gosh, who do I want to be now? What do I want to do? I've got all this time on my hands compared to what I had before. And I know at first you go, God, I don't know what to do with it, Cindy. I don't know what to do with it. I get that. The first time I went to the grocery store, when they were both gone, my cart was so empty. I almost couldn't handle it. The grocery cart was so empty because all I needed was food for me. My son was the last to go. He's the youngest. And those high school boys, my God, they eat everything, right? And he really wasn't that big. They just, they're growing. And, just remembering that old empty grocery cart kind of got me a little emotional there. But that was one of the moments I went, holy moly, this is hard. I can't even grocery shop without thinking of these two being gone. And so it's a little stressful. I know it can hit you at all these weird times, right? But on the other hand, wow, I can be really pretty selfish now, like in a good way. Like I'm not mean or anything. I've got time on my hands now compared to what I had then. And it's exciting. It's really refreshing. And then to have these young adult people come around and we can have these adult conversations and I can delight in what they're doing with their lives or not, but I don't have to worry about it, right? I don't have to choose to worry about it anymore. So anyway, I've gone on, and you're like, really? Can you just wrap it up here? The holiday season's going to be over before you're done with this video. But I feel your pain. I get it. I know. You should have seen me when I took my daughter to college and left her in New York. We're from the Midwest, and she went off to New York to college. She was my first to go, and I had her brother to come home to, thank God. But even just leaving her, I almost couldn't make it. I couldn't even see to drive. I was sobbing so completely uncontrollably leaving. I had to pull over, and I doubled over. My stomach hurt so bad. And so, and it took me a while, I'll tell you. And then when he left, I didn't even come home. I traveled. I took a sabbatical for more than just that reason. But so I get it. I know it's not easy. I know it's not. But I also know what it's like when you get out from the other side of that hardest part and how wonderful it is. So anyway, make your holidays precious for you with them. Whatever time you get, even if it's FaceTime on the phone for an hour, Christmas Eve, or if they're around, or if you need to go to them to be able to see them, they don't always have to come to you now. They're adults. We can go to them too if that's what works out better for everybody. So treat them as the adults that they are, and they will hopefully step into that adulthood as well and work on that transition together. It's bumpy for both, usually, both sides of it. They're trying to figure it out. And enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. Don't do anything that later you think when they're gone again, you think, oh crap, I messed up. Just be your loving, wonderful, nurturing self. And not hover, but just be present with them when they're there, and wish them well when they walk away, and have a wonderful holiday season.